Most broke adults are not lazy. Many of them are the smartest people in their circle. They read about wealth building, they understand compound interest, they can explain personal finance better than their friends, and yet their own net worth is fragile. So the question isn't, why are people bad with money? The real question is, why are so many smart adults still broke? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a psychological audit, the same 5% shift that separates the people who talk intelligently about money from the ones who quietly build financial freedom over the next 10 to 15 years. By the end, you'll see that your problem is not information, it's how your identity and habits process that information. If you're serious about rebuilding your financial life without hype, you're in the right room. So before we dive into why smart adults stay broke and the 5% psychological shift that fixes it, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. That way, you don't just get information, you stay inside a system that quietly upgrades your money psychology week after week. If you're between 35 and 60, you might feel like you're late to the game. You make decent income. You have responsibilities. A family, a mortgage, aging parents, maybe kids approaching college. You're not playing around, but you still feel behind on investing, retirement planning, and long-term security. Here's the quiet truth. Late starter finance comes with a hidden advantage. By now, you've collected skills, relationships, and resilience that a 25-year-old simply doesn't have. You understand your industry. You've survived setbacks. Your earning power is usually higher. You're capable of focused execution. The problem is not your age. The problem is the operating system running in the background. Smart adults stay broke because they never update their money mindset to match their current stage of life. They keep using short-term reactive money management for long-term goals. They collect more data and feel more overwhelmed. The 5% who pull ahead in their 40s, 50s, and even early 60s do something different. They stop treating information as entertainment and start treating it as raw material for a simple, repeatable wealth system. That transformation begins with the first item in your psychological audit. The first trap, overthinking. Overthinking feels like intelligence. It sounds responsible. I just need to research more. I'll start investing when I fully understand the market. I want to compare all the options before I commit. In money psychology, overthinking is one of the most expensive habits you can have. Imagine two late starters, both 45. One chooses a simple, diversified retirement plan and begins investing a fixed amount every month. The other spends the next 18 months learning investing for beginners, timing the market, comparing platforms, and waiting for the perfect moment. On paper, they're both smart. In reality, only one has compound interest working for them. Wealth building does not reward perfect timing. It rewards consistent, good enough action. Overthinking kills momentum, delays investing, and keeps your retirement planning stuck in theory. It also creates anxiety because your brain is constantly processing new information without seeing real-world results. Your first audit question is simple. In the last 12 months, where did I hide inside research instead of taking one clear financial action my future self would feel? The second trap is what I call the ego tax. The ego tax is the invisible cost you pay when your pride is more important than your progress. It shows up in subtle ways. I don't want to look stupid asking basic questions. I can figure this out on my own. I already know this personal finance stuff. So instead of sitting down with someone who has already done what you want to do, you spend years trying to reinvent your own version of a wealth system. Instead of paying for one focused planning session, you burn hundreds of hours on scattered content. At 25, maybe you can afford that. At 45 or 55, your most valuable asset is not money, it's time. The 5% who make the psychological shift let their ego lose so their net worth can win. They are willing to look like beginners in front of someone who can compress years of trial and error into a clear plan. Your second audit question: where am I paying an ego tax right now? It might be avoiding professional advice, refusing to upgrade your skills, or hiding your situation from people who could genuinely help you move faster. Next comes perfectionism. Perfectionism sounds like high standards, but in money management, it usually means I will wait, then wait some more. The loop looks like this. You design the perfect budget. You create the perfect debt repayment plan. You map out the perfect investing strategy. Then you wait for the perfect moment to start. A small crisis appears. The market moves. Interest rates change. Your job feels uncertain. The plan no longer feels perfect, so you redesign it. Again, months and years pass. Your brain feels busy, but your net worth stays flat. The 5% understand that wealth building is a long game of direction and duration, not flawless execution. They accept that life will always be slightly messy. The point is not to build the perfect system. The point is to build a resilient one you can actually live with. Your third audit question: where am I waiting for perfect conditions before I take a step? Maybe it's starting an emergency fund, consolidating debt, or opening that long-delayed retirement account. Notice where perfectionism is quietly keeping you broke. Now we reach the core, the gap between what you know and what you do. Let me give you a composite story that represents many of the late starters I see. Imagine a 49-year-old engineer. He has read multiple books on the psychology of money, knows the benefits of investing early, understands retirement planning at 60, and can talk about wealth mindset for hours. His colleagues see him as the smart finance guy. But when we sit down and look at his actual numbers, the picture is different. Small, unstable savings, scattered investments, no real emergency fund, and a retirement plan that only exists in his head. The problem is not ignorance. The problem is the knowledge-action gap. Over 12 months, we make a simple shift. Every new piece of information must become one small, measurable action. One automatic transfer. One debt payment. One uncomfortable conversation about income. One concrete change in behavior. Nothing flashy, just consistent. At the end of the year, his knowledge hasn't changed much. His behavior has. And that's what his net worth responds to. Your fourth audit question: if someone could only see your bank statements and calendar, would they believe you are serious about wealth building? Everything up to this point points to one deeper layer: identity. Most people unconsciously live in one of two identities. The first is the smart person identity. This identity wants to be right, wants to be respected, and wants to be seen as knowledgeable about personal finance, investing, and the economy. It collects new concepts and loves complex frameworks. But it is terrified of being visibly wrong. The second is the wealth builder identity. This identity wants to be effective. It is willing to feel clumsy, to ask basic questions, to start small, and to be seen trying. It treats knowledge as a tool, not a trophy. The 5% psychological shift is moving from smart person to wealth builder. When you see yourself as a wealth builder, you consume content differently. A video on late starter finance is not entertainment. It is a checklist. A book on money psychology is not just interesting. It becomes a series of experiments you actually run in your own life. Ask yourself honestly, which identity has been driving your decisions so far? And which one do you want managing your next 15 years? Let's turn this into a repeatable system. Once a month, set aside 30 minutes for a psychological audit. Answer 4 questions in writing. 1. Where did I overthink instead of act? 2. Where did I pay an ego tax by refusing help or speed? 3. Where did I demand perfection instead of good enough? And 4. Where did I consume information instead of translating it into action? Create 2 columns, old setting and 5% shift. In each row, write one concrete behavior change for the next 30 days. It might be automating a small investment, booking a call with a planner, finally creating an emergency fund, or simplifying a messy set of accounts. And to make this journey effortless, we're building the Trip to Wealth Command Center, a Google Sheet system that brings your income, spending, investing habits, wealth principle, and net worth together in one place. It's your personal strategy hub, designed to expose money leaks, highlight growth opportunities, and show how small decisions compound into real wealth. Join the early access list below and secure a discount as an early supporter. Every wealth system needs a strategy. This is where yours begins. The point is not to become perfect overnight. The point is to upgrade your psychological settings 5% at a time, every month. So what does this look like in your actual life? You might notice that you finally start an emergency fund, even if the first transfer is tiny. You open a basic retirement account and automate a contribution that feels almost embarrassingly small. You stop waiting for the perfect investment and choose a simple, diversified option suitable for long-term retirement planning. You begin to think in decades instead of weeks. You see your income as a tool for wealth building, not just survival. You stop chasing every new trend and lean into a calm, repeatable system. Most importantly, you start trusting yourself more. When your behavior lines up with your goals, your anxiety drops. You no longer feel like a fraud who talks about personal finance, but secretly avoids looking at their own numbers. Over time, this quiet alignment between your identity, your mindset, and your actions becomes your greatest asset. It's what allows compound interest, strategic investing, and increasing income to work together instead of pulling in different directions. This is when your life begins to feel less like chaos and more like a system. At this point, your brain might be pushing back. My situation is different. My country's economy is unstable. My income is too low. I'm too close to retirement for this to matter. Some of those concerns are valid. External reality does matter. The psychology of money is not about pretending circumstances don't exist. But here's the crucial point. Whatever your situation, staying in smart but broke identity does not improve it. Remaining stuck in overthinking, ego tax, perfectionism, and the knowledge-action gap only guarantees that your next 10 years look like your last 10. When you adopt the Wealth Builder identity and run your monthly psychological audit, you give yourself the best possible odds inside your reality. You become the type of person who looks for leverage, who creates options, who steadily improves their position even in a difficult environment. Your circumstances may change slowly. Your identity can change today, and that internal shift is what unlocks better decisions in personal finance, spending, saving, and investing. Let's make this painfully practical. For the next 30 days, choose one area of your financial life: debt, saving, or investing. Step 1, write down your current pattern. Step 2, write one clear 5% shift you're willing to commit to. It might be an automatic payment above the minimum on a high-interest card, a weekly transfer to savings, or a small fixed investing contribution. Step 3, every week, run the 4-question psychological audit only on that area. Step 4, at the end of 30 days, measure behavior, not results. You're training your brain to live as a wealth builder. The amounts can grow later. Right now, the win is consistency. If you repeat this pattern every month, rotating through different areas of your money life, your entire financial identity will look different a year from now. Your wealth mindset will no longer be a concept. It will be visible in your bank accounts, in your calendar, and in the way you respond to opportunities. That's the real 5% psychological shift. Let's recap everything we've learned today. Smart adults don't stay broke because they're lazy or stupid. They stay broke because 4 invisible settings run the show: overthinking, ego tax, perfectionism, and the gap between what they know and what they do. The 5% who escape this loop don't magically earn more or become financial geniuses. They make one core decision: I am a wealth builder now, not just a smart person collecting ideas. Your path is clear. Run the monthly psychological audit. Name your old settings honestly. Choose one small 5% shift in behavior and live it for 30 days. Start where you are, with what you have, at the size you can sustain. Your consistency is the signal. Time, compound interest, and strategic decisions will do the rest. Remember, this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It is important to conduct thorough research and consult with financial professionals before making any investment decisions. If you found value today, I highly recommend watching this video next. The 421 Wealth System for adults feeling 10 years behind. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to leave your comment below, especially if this video made you think differently. I appreciate your support more than you know. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning. See you in the next one, Money Magician.